everyone. Rachel Ross here with the Peterson Partners team with Berkshire Hathaway, and here's Melanie Whitehead. We are with Jenna Lee of Alice's Table, which is actually so Alice's Table is based in Boston, but you have services here in Atlanta. So can you just tell us about your business and really how you've adapted during these times right now?
Sure. No, and thank you for having me. It's so great to be able to let people of Smyrna know about the awesomeness of Alice's Table. But yeah, like Rachel said, we are based in Boston. Alice is this really cool chick who lives up there and wanted to create a company that encourages creativity, flexibility for the modern day woman. That's what we say. Or man, any man can join this as well. I always add that in. But yeah, it's an opportunity where what we do is we host flower parties. So there's folks like myself. I'm based in the Atlanta area, but there's people all across the country where we host flower parties at businesses like bars or restaurants, boutiques, shops. We even bring these flower parties to people's homes where we maybe we're celebrating a birthday or a baby shower or wedding shower, just something a little different where we add a fun activity of creating a beautiful flower arrangement that your guests or the guests attending the class get to take home. So it's a very fun, hands-on experience that just really, elevates your evening or day, hanging out with friends or family. So it's a very fun part of my day. I love meeting like-minded people or people that just want to get creative or try something new. Stepping out of the box. The biggest thing I hear from people when talking about flowers, they're scared of live flowers. They're like, oh, I'm gonna mess them up. But I'll tell you a secret. You can't mess up flowers because they're gorgeous, right? It's the best type of art, ladies and gents. But yeah, so we are typically our main type of services is we do flower arranging parties in person. But hence, since COVID's happened, and we really shouldn't be gathering in big groups. What we've done now is we've pivoted and we now have offered virtual flower arranging classes, which, guys, this is the coolest thing because what we do is we send you farm fresh flowers, your vase, it's delivered straight to your door. So all you do is when you get your flowers, we tell you how to process them so you can get them ready to go for the class. And then we do like a Zoom meeting or like it's through the Zoom platform, but we do face-to-face interaction with you on the Zoom and show you how to do the class. And again, it's different, but it's really still a neat experience where you're able to still connect with people from our homes, people across the country. Let's say your grandma lives in California, but you're here in Atlanta and you can't see her. How cool that you guys can still connect, via the internet, creating something beautiful together, and sharing that experience. So that's been probably one of my favorite things about this company so far is that, the ability to think out of the box. How can we still bring joy, bring beauty to people's homes, people's lives? And, by doing the virtual classes, it's just been such a fun way of still being that bright spot in people's day. So yeah, this is a quick little snippet about, there's so much more that we can go into, but that's just a quick overview.
I love that because that's so important right now is to be able to connect while everyone's, of course, sheltering in place and everything. And so to be able to share that experience with your loved ones or friends from afar,
Exactly. And something else that's been really popular too is corporations, especially now where our companies, are nationwide, worldwide. This has been a really fun way to engage your employees or your customer appreciation events. Yeah, just like a happy hour, let's get together and everyone's doing the same thing, but drinking a glass of wine or beer and creating again something beautiful. So and anybody can do it. Anybody can do flower arranging. It's the easiest art, I say.
That's so great. And tell us, so you were saying that you guys have just joined forces with 1-800-Flowers.
Yes.
How does that kind of affect your business going forward?
Definitely. And so one of the ways that we have been able to do these virtual flower arranging classes, where the flowers, again, are shipped from a farm, fresh flowers, an abundance of them are delivered straight to your door with a vase, is because of 1-800 Flowers. So we started working with them, and what's been beautiful about that, we have, again, joined forces as a strategic partner going forward. So now all of our flowers, if it's virtual or an in-person event, 1-800 Flowers is helping us source them from our farm, not from our farms, but from farms in South America or whatnot, wherever they are. So what's really exciting for the customer, for you who's coming to a class, is that you're getting super fresh flowers, and super fresh flowers means that they're going to last longer. And lasting longer means we get to enjoy them longer. So you'll hear in my classes, I always say, you'll hear a trend. All the tips that I'm giving you is we want the shelf life of our flowers to last as long as possible so we can enjoy them as long as possible. Purely selfish gains, but it's good for the flowers too. It helps them feel good so they last long and we can enjoy their beauty.
Right. So now, I know you mentioned there's also in-person events right now. Is that across the board in Atlanta? So there's virtual and in-person?
Yeah. So as the country's starting to open up, right, and Atlanta is opening, I believe we can now have gatherings of 25 people. I believe that's the mandate now. We are welcome to do that. I personally haven't hosted anything as of yet, but I am definitely open to talking to people. And one of the great things about Alice's Table, we've gone ahead and set up a protocol to make sure that we are being COVID safe. So in regards to masks, we encourage everyone to wear masks. We make sure all of our equipment's sterilized before it's used. We are going to make sure every person has their own bucket of flowers versus in the past, we've had big buckets around the room and people go and gather and get them as they mingle. But we just want to eliminate as much cross contact as possible, but in a way that we can still enjoy, being together. So if that sounds like something that anyone would want to explore attending in person, would be happy to talk about that. And one of the cool things too about Alice's Table is talking about how we bring them to people's homes. You can have a private event where you invite your friends or family to come over. We also do them, usually would do them in public places as well. So again, those haven't really kicked off yet. So at your restaurants or bars or boutiques, but I would say stay tuned. We'll just continue to watch what the CDC says and make sure all safety guidelines are out there, because that would be really fun too, to have our public events up and going where people anybody can buy tickets for, you're mingling with people cross communities, and again, it's just a fun way to gather. But in the meantime, virtual classes are the way to go. They're pretty fun, and a way that you can be in your pajamas and still do flower arranging, or hey, put your face on and dress up. Give you a reason to.
Well, sticking with the virtual, approximately how long does a typical virtual event last?
Sure. So we usually block a space out for an hour and a half, and the class itself usually takes about an hour, give or take. And then there's usually around 30 minutes, 40 minutes for mingling and social time too. So we like to keep that in account, because you're gathering with your loved ones from afar or your employees at different offices. So we just kind of create that space for an hour of instruction, learn something new, and then have time to mingle and have that social aspect too.
Okay. Got it. Yeah. That's amazing. I love that. So typically, what are your most popular events that you put on?
Yeah, so in regards to virtual, recently my most popular ones have been just birthday celebrations. I had one recently where it was a whole street of ladies, and you could tell they were just down the street from each other, but they were being safe. And so we had the virtual flower arranging class to celebrate a birthday. So that was really fun. Also done some great classes with social groups. We have the Junior League, the Georgia Women's Lawyers Association. There's so many groups out there that want to still gather, still have that social community That's been really fun. Gosh, our 55 plus communities, they are so much fun, and they love to do social outings. And I did one the other day with actually a group in Colorado, and they were just such the most fun ladies, just wanting to get together again, do something, because they're used to getting together, but this was a fun way to do it in the meantime, kind of thing. But in-person classes, you know, those are great to do again, any type of celebration. I have some great partners in the area, Sugar Boo and Swoozies, where we used to do, you know, every month or every 2 months, we do a class in their location where you could come, get some beautiful instruction, create a beautiful arrangement, and then, you know, also get maybe a percentage off your shopping that day, you know, at that location. So, and we always have, you know, wine and LaCroix and, you know, snacks, teas, cookies, you know, it's a fun night out, you know, something different besides just going to dinner and eating and drinking kind of thing. So, I know that was a long answer there, but there's just so many possibilities with this. And one of my favorite things is being creative with you and figuring out how can this help fit your need of, you know, celebrating life. So.
Great. Well, how would one go about arranging a private virtual event with like their family?
Sure. Definitely. Well, the first step would be contact me. So I definitely if you follow me on social media, Facebook and Instagram, at alicestable.jennalee, and I'm sure I can give you guys my information that we can get out to folks as well. But yeah, if you follow me, I try to let everybody know about things that are happening, you know, with Alice's Table, but also if I'm doing anything on the side. So Alice's Table is a great part of my business, but I also have been doing some local flower arrangements and have been partnering with some local places like Porchlight and Swoozies, actually, in Buckhead. We've been, you know, I've been sitting out front with them, and, you know, as you're coming to pick up your meal from Porchlight, you know, grab, you know, your centerpiece that night, you know, and so I've been doing local flower arrangements with these local places too. So that's been something on the side, something fun. But again, Alice's Table's main gig is we'd like to host flower parties, help create that fun experience in your life. So contact me via social media. I'll give you my information. We'll talk about it. And then again, we'll figure out what's the best way for, you know, the best fit for your event or for the way you want to hang out with anybody.
That's great.
Yes, exactly. So now I'm just curious, while we're
Sure.
talking about this, who do you know in the community? Because it sounds like you're very much involved in the community. So we're always looking to do new community spotlights with people.
Yeah.
Do you have any suggestions or recommendations for us to do future interviews with people?
Definitely. No, you sent me this question. I really liked it. And I was like trying to think of who, you know, just, you know, more of an entrepreneurial spirit, right? And the Painted by the Bee, they're right there off Atlanta Road. They used to be the Bird and the Bee, but they do custom furniture, custom chalk paint and everything. And it's just a really sweet community over there. So Painted by the Bee, I think calling them out, I think they would be a really neat, just local business that would appreciate, you know, letting the word out. But yeah, you know, I have to tell you guys something though about Alice's Table. I'm sorry to switch back gears, but I forgot one of the biggest things. We have 1-800-Flowers we're partnering with, but I gotta let you know who we're also have investments from. So Alice herself, she was on Shark Tank, and she, I think it's season 7, I believe. Anyway, we can get that out to you guys too. But Alice is on Shark Tank, and she got investments from Mark Cuban and Sarah Blakely, who, you know, Sarah Blakely's here in Spanx, the CEO of Spanx here in Atlanta. So that's been a really great connection. And, you know, Sarah empowers women, you know, so much, and women businesses run businesses. So we're just super excited to have their support. They've been really great in our growth as a company, but also just, you know, the guidance and mentorship, you know, looking up to some awesome business owners. So that's been really fun. Again, 1-800-Flowers is a great collaboration. And again, there's so many things we can do with Alice's Table. Can I tell you about one more thing that we do with them? Would that be okay?
Yes,
Another
sure.
service? Okay. Another service we do too, and something I've had a lot of fun with is we do the assisted DIY wedding experience. So it's for the bride who, let's say, you don't want to spend the money on the florist, but you don't really want a YouTube tutorial because it's overwhelming how much we need to do. We're kind of in the middle, okay? We're that assisted DIY experience. And so it's where I would come to your location, and we would have a party a couple days before your wedding day and a day or two, and we would have an extension of your wedding weekend, an event to create your flowers, to create your bouquets, boutonnieres, corsages, maybe your centerpieces. And we would do that, and it's just a fun, personal way to really add to your wedding, event, your wedding weekend. And it's also a great way to gather with your family and friends who come in from out of town. So I've had a lot of fun with some brides here in the Atlanta area who've done that. And I've also had brides, with COVID, who've had to cancel their weddings. My poor brother, he's one of those. He was supposed to get married last March, but we got to push that out till next year. So, but anyway, I've been able to help them, with their bouquets, for their intimate experiences now, and then maybe, we'll think about something later on. So anyway, just wanted to let you know too, that's another really neat thing Alice's Table does. Even if it's just you want to have a shower, this is a fun idea to do with your wedding shower or bachelorette party, but also just creating the elements for your wedding too. That's a really fun thing. So yeah, just wanted to share that aspect too.
I love we would take advantage of that. So, and that's great on your partnerships too. So I think working with Sarah Blakely and Mark Cuban, that's some amazing partners. So
yeah, it's been really fun. And
sorry, you go.
Oh, I just said it's been really fun. It's been a fun ride that we've been on, and I feel like with Alice's Table, Alice has this table in the first iteration's flowers, right? But it's a table that I think's set for a lot more future forward. So it's just a real exciting time. And, with COVID happening, it's made, I think all businesses kind of think what direction, right? Just pivot what direction we want to go. And it's just, it's still an exciting time for businesses to be strategic and grow,
Yes, absolutely. And I love that, the DIY wedding bouquets and everything, because I really read that, micro weddings are coming back, or just like slightly larger elopements with like 10 wedding guests, and how great that is. I love that. I'm going to have to pass that around to some of my friends whose wedding has also been affected by COVID-19.
Please do. Just another way to celebrate, right?
Definitely. Well, is there anything in closing that you want viewers to know about you?
Sure, definitely. One more thing just to let you know too. So we've talked about how I can do personal or private virtual events with you. Alice's Table also offers public events, virtual events, which that means is that if you go to our website, alicestable.com/events, you can see the public classes that are listed where people are joining from all over the country. And these classes are taught by Alice herself. So just a fun, if you, let's say we're not able to get something put together between us, or maybe you don't, hey, I don't know that many people that I want to get together. What you can do is, just attend one of these public classes and get still some really great tips and knowledge about creating a beautiful flower arrangement. I just ask that you use my code though, and I'll send this to you guys too. It's Jenna, JENNAL virtual. That's my virtual code that just would help my business keep progressing too. So, so that's one really neat thing, one to let you know about. And then also, Alice's Table is growing. Like I said, we have so many neat things on the horizon for us. In Atlanta, there's only a few of us here in the Southeast Atlanta area. So if this does sound like something that you're interested in learning more about, hey, I could host flower parties. I like to make people feel good and be creative. This started off as a side hustle for me. I was working as a project manager for a communications agency. we needed a creative void, so Alice's Table filled that. But now I'm a stay-at-home mom with my 1-year-old, and doing flowers a lot more than a side hustle. So it's just been a fun way that this is a business that can grow with my life and transition with my life. So would love to talk to anybody too, that if this sounds like something you'd like to do, the table's welcome for everybody. Everybody's welcome at the table. So
that's great.
Yeah, I just wanted to share that too.
Jenna, and then the letter L, is that correct?
That's correct. Yep, Jenna L. Virtual.
Virtual.
That's the code for the public classes. So I can send you that too, so you guys have that in writing as well.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time today and sitting down to talk to us. So
yes.
What a great company.
It's been a pleasure.
Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you so much for this opportunity to share the good news with folks. So we'll hopefully be creating all together soon.
Well, so nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you guys.
Okay.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.